But let's just focus on the icing for the moment. It's the tax slabs. That's right there, right up there. Dollops of it. The axing of the tax slabs at all levels, not just the middle class, the poor, and also for the rich. Absolutely. Because a lot of the times the rich would say, what's my fault if I'm earning more than 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, or if I'm earning 2, 3 crores, 5 crores? Why should I pay such a huge tax? Where is the relief for me? The Aam Aadmi sandwich between the 5 lakh to the 15 lakh, 20 lakhs. For them also, it's a big push. Gaurav Chaudhary, thumbs up or thumbs down? Quickly.
No, it's definitely a thumbs
up. Thumbs up. Gurcharan Das, thumbs up or thumbs down, sir? Or somewhere in the middle for this budget? Gurcharan ji? Thumbs up. Big thumbs up. I'm just bringing in Tapti Ghosh and Saket Mishra also. And then we'll ask them too. And then come back to you, Gaurav. Tapti ji, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And Saket ji, thumbs up or thumbs down? Double thumbs up. So let me ask Tapti ji. See, the Mahila Samman Patra, big initiative, good initiative. Yeah. Or are you going to quickly focus largely only on the tax slabs and how much of income it's going to free in the hands of the people so that they can go out and spend?
The quantification is something that we'll have to work out. But if I look at the low income group, mid income group and the high income group, all three of them have benefited from this, from the proposals. 2.5 has gone up to 3 lakhs. That is, to me, it wasn't expected because of the base, but that's definitely welcome. It's going to have a trickle-down effect on the higher income groups as well. Keep in mind that the other benefits or reliefs that have been given are more towards the new tax regime, showing a clear path that this one is here to stay. There will be more move from the regular to a new as we move along, because some of the other exemptions and deductions have not been tweaked in the regular tax regime. Right. We expected some change in standard deduction that has also come in for a specific population, and that too on the simplified tax regime. And on the other side, from a capital gains perspective, there is that threshold that has been put in place for 54F of 10 crores. Clearly, indicating that relief is not meant for the super rich.
Well, not meant for the super rich, but 10 crore long-term capital gains of 10 crore, the number is also not such a sizable number. The larger chunk, and this also then not does it become a, fiscal prudence is on exhibition, but also populism, Saket Mishra. So they've tried to do the monkey balancing, which is very, very difficult to do. But do you think the government has been able to manage it? Has the finance minister been able to do that? Because this is going to bring a huge amount of cheer. We'll also see how the markets are looking at responding. Because as she was reading out part A, the markets were responding very, very well. Now public sentiment, how they will respond, we'll have to see. Even with the retirement benefit, the ceiling of 3 lakhs, that going up straight up to
for
from government service.
3 to 25
lakhs. That's a huge jump. Massive, Saket Mishra.
Anand, I think just 4 words sum up the budget. It's simplification, harmonization, and capacity building. So simplifying means it's making it easier for individuals to file their taxes and for companies to comply. And the decriminalization of sort of the silly stuff continues. Harmonization. So if there is a policy, whether it's green hydrogen or it's encouraging manufacture of particular things, the entire value chain is being covered by this budget, from the customs duties of parts onwards. And the third part is capacity building. So in terms of skill sets, in terms of urban renewal, in terms of the capex that the government is going to take up in order to crowd in private investment and spur that, I think all three are being brought together to actually consolidate the growth path of the economy. So therefore, I mean, that was the reason for my double thumbs up. I think it's done exactly the right things. It's not gone silly in terms of fiscal deficit. Right. And yet it has helped the people who have suffered the most because of inflation in the recent past, which is the Aam Aadmi person, with the tax breaks.
Right. And also, if your income or if your take home is 9 lakh rupees, so the first 7 lakhs of your income is already exempt in the new tax regime. Yeah. So you have 2 lakh rupees, in that you pay 5%.
So the government has done, and she is very explicit in her speech, that for the government, the new tax regime is the default option. So clearly,
before you complete, Naren Mehta, thumbs up, 1, 2, middle. What do you think about the budget?
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. So it's like Saket Mishra, double thumbs up.
Because you are seeing a massive push for growth. with the spending on infrastructure. The capex spending has significantly gone up.
Right.
The spending on PM Awas gone up by 66%. That's a huge thing for the bottom of the pyramid. And for the middle classes, you've seen a lot of stuff, on the income tax and so on. So I think overall, without getting the spending out of whack. So in a sense, I think I'm not sure you could have done much more than this.
So Gaurav, complete. Nalin walked into the studio a little late because he was calculating mera kitna bach raha hai.
So now what I wanted to say is that the government has now made it abundantly clear that the new tax regime is going to be the default option, which is what I think this is a precursor to completely doing away with the old tax regime in the next 2-3 years or so, which could be good because the government has also showed that it's going to simplify it. So there probably would have been some feedback coming in because there were 6 tax slabs and 7 if you include the exempted tax slab too. That is one. The other thing is that on the fiscal responsibility, on the fiscal discipline that the finance minister has demonstrated, she has decided to bring it down to 5.9% of GDP this year and is going to stick to the medium-term glide path of 4.5% by 25-26. That is remarkable given the fact that external conditions are extremely shaky. And India, if India manages to do it, I think that is something that everyone is going to like. And this is probably one of the reasons that the market is rising, because the markets don't like a higher fiscal deficit figure because it crowds out private borrowing. And if Sensex is up more than 1,000 points, and unless if there are some devils lying in the detail, which we'll get to know once the budget papers are put out, I think the markets are going to really, really love it. This is something that the finance minister could have done in a post-pandemic pre-election budget.
I was just looking at the markets, and the markets are all up. Nifty is up, there go, up by 1,000 points. And Nifty is up by nearly 265 points. So, and the sentiment has been buoyant ever since she started with the agri push, digital infrastructure push, and I think it started zooming the moment she said capex is going up. Now perhaps a lot of people will be happy. So you've made your calculations. You're looking happy, Nalin?
No. I'm also looking at the politics of this budget. We were talking in the morning about pre-election year, all of that.
Yeah.
She has not gone down the populism route. She has not gone, okay, now here are these bunch of goodies and who the hell knows? It's not done. She's not done that. That's one. At the same time, it's a very positive budget. And I think there is a lot of attention to the bottom of the pyramid on this. PM Awas we talked about. You look at the framing in the beginning. She talked about OBC, she talked about SC, she talked about tribals. There was a significant focus on tribals and the whole thing around the digital infrastructure and agriculture. So I think she's got the optics right. She's got the focus right. And the amount of, in terms of spending, when you spend that much on capex, roughly around cumulatively around 4.5% of GDP, without getting your current account deficit out of whack, you can't ask for much more than this, I think.
No, there are focus initiatives towards the most backward of tribals, the PVTG grouping that she spoke about. She's also spoken about very clearly about marines, fisheries, dairy, the thrust for various aspects of agriculture. So if you look at Krishi, there is the millets push. There is the dairy push, and then there is the fisheries push. So all of that, so Kisan, Krishi, and I had made a note there when I said that Krishi, Kisan, both aspects have come out overall, and even research, R&D, the push that has happened. But for me, along with the tax breaks, of course, the biggest push is skilling. If you want to become manufacturing oriented and across sectors, the thrust for skilling that's there, it's a huge challenge in 3 years. It's not easy. I've got